I would describe Dreamer Data as a collective of friends changing what it means to be indie.
This feel like forever, cause we all get old. I would never trip and I would never fall. Body like a goddess, it's some shit I'm old.
Finding a path would probably be what I would call 2022 as a chapter. I think we learned a lot in the previous years, and like finding a path for us to put all that energy into was what 2022 felt like to me.
If 2022 was a chapter, I would call it the come up. I think for me personally, also working with Dreamer Data, both ways we've definitely skyrocketed in my personal life. I want to focus on being an editor. I was able to do that basically the whole year and turn that into something to where I've been editing and getting paid a lot for something that I specifically want to do. And then also with Dreamer Data, we've definitely elevated our music videos and what we've been working on, where it's clearly, if you used to look at the videos we did in 2021 and 2022, you'd be like, it's crazy. It's crazy when you see the difference. So I definitely would have to call this year the come up.
If I had a chapter 2022, it would probably be called Growth and Development Part 3. I just feel like for the past 3 years, since Cal joined the team and since we've been building this team, it's been full of, head down, let's get to work. There's not a lot of thinking about what we're doing. We set a goal, and I think we've just been continuously attacking that goal. And so yeah, for that reason, Growth and Development Part 3.
For me, if 2022 was a chapter, I guess I would have to call it evolution, or like in a lame way, building blocks, because throughout the year, I guess I did a lot of learning. I was just trying to sponge. I wasn't really like focusing on anything directly or prioritizing anything in any sort of way. Like I was just trying to sponge as many, I guess, tricks of the trade, if you will, like things of that matter. I'm trying to evolve now, if that makes sense. So
if 2022 was a chapter, I'd probably call it the first step, just because there was a lot of first times. Like first time I went across the country with the team, we took a road trip to shoot a video. It was my first time really stepping up as a soccer coach for my former high school. It was just great to see the progression from the beginning of something and then to where it kind of just grows. And that's something I really like to see.
I think Dreamer Data is a collective of friends that, to put it really simple, I think we just do whatever we want. I think that we do things that we love, and there's not really a reason behind it other than that. We've tried a bunch of different things, and the reason is always the same. It's just we're doing what we want to do, and we have a lot of fun doing that.
How would I describe Dreamer Data? I would describe it as like an all-in-one bundle, just because there's a lot of different parts that kind of just cohesively work together, all different backgrounds. We all just add a little bit to the mix. So yeah, that's what I would describe it as.
I would say that Dreamer Data just like used to be a group of guys who made music videos. But now, even going back to what I said before, like about evolution, like us growing closer together and becoming more comfortable in our roles and such, our work is finally starting to show that, and we're evolving as a whole unit rather than just by ourselves.
I would describe Dreamer Data as a group of young people that create whatever they want to their best potential. I think we have very high thoughts and feelings about being creative.
We're in space, and it's early and also late at the same time. I don't have many thoughts because I can't process them since I've been up so long, but yeah.
Where we at? What are we doing? You know where the we at. Can't let you know where the we at. See what we're doing though. See what we're doing.
Help, please help. Help me, please help.
We shoot for the moon on every single project we do. And I think that's what makes us Dreamer Data.
I would describe Dreamer Data as a collective of friends changing what it means to be indie. I think right now we're working with, bigger budgets, different budgets, but it always looks bigger. We can make 5K look like 40, and I think that's what I love about us, that we're a group of friends that, even though we're professional, we are having fun shooting things, and we're, no matter whether it's music or fashion, we're taking it to the next level. It's going good, you know what I mean? We're just trying to knock out this cardboard that we can
shoot to make it look like we were shooting stars through it.
My favorite moment on set this year definitely has to be us stabbing the cardboard and poking the holes into it to make stars, practically. I really don't like to use VFX whenever we don't have to, and that was the perfect moment to test something, and it shut down production for like a half hour, which is always a risk, but ended up paying out in a cool way.
My favorite moment on set is probably from a set design point of view. We have a set designer named J4NF, and I love seeing the sets that we're able to make for the budgets that we do. I think like things that you would think is a lot more expensive, we're able to make it work. And what we had to create was a spaceship for one of the music videos we did, and even create stars using cardboard and cutting it through and like making that as outer space. Like that is a moment that shows like that's what Dreamer Data does.
My favorite moment on set this year would probably be the 420 interview with Matty Woods. I just like really enjoyed that atmosphere, and that's something I enjoy. So that was pretty cool to experience that with someone who's an expertise, I guess, in that craft.
You wouldn't squeeze the shit out your bitch, bro, so why the fuck you squeeze the shit out the blunt?
So I might be bending the rules here with this answer, but one of my favorite moments on set this year was in Utah. We just wrapped a shoot, and it was the last day that we were there. So we were completely done with shooting, and we had this really nice dinner, this really fancy restaurant up on top of this mountain. It was crazy, it was beautiful, and it just it felt like I was looking into the future. We lived so bougie that night, and everyone just was smiling, feeling good, and it was just it was a taste of something that I want more.
My favorite moment on set, there's a lot to pick from, but I think it has to be one of the spaceship shoots when we actually had to move the whole set over to a different hangar, and then once we got it there, we kind of put it together, and we had realized that we had to move it under this garage door, and it didn't fit. So we had to actually flip the whole set on its side and put it on dollies and then roll it in, which was a kind of a scary thing because we thought the set was gonna cave in. But yeah, I mean, it didn't, so it all worked out.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
My favorite movie of all time is definitely Goodfellas because I love gangster shit. Like I love like I don't know. There's no really like cool way to explain like how they fuck shit up and like cause havoc, and like I love how they just don't give a shit. Like gangster movies are the coolest, and like I don't know. I just like Henry Hill. Like all that shit was so raw to me, and like yeah, but Goodfellas.
You know, we always called each other Goodfellas. Like you'd say to somebody, "You're gonna like this guy. He's all right. He's a good fella. He's one of us." You understand? We were good fellas, wise guys.
Way for life. So how do I know you're not a Chivato too, Tony?
My favorite movie of all time is Scarface. I just grew up with it. I love the gangster genre, Goodfellas, The Godfather, all of that. But for Scarface, I love Al Pacino and his method acting in that movie, and I think it just, because of the nostalgia, it always stuck with me.
Wait, you changed your name to McLovin? McLovin? What kind of a stupid name is that, Fogel? What, are you trying to be an Irish R&B singer?
Favorite movie of all time has to be Superbad. Been like that since I ever saw it. Movies are all about emotion for me, and that one makes me feel it's hilarious, and it's a great coming of age. So what better genre than that?
Okay, your total is $96.59.
Favorite movie is probably gonna be The Wolf of Wall Street, just because seeing Jordan Belfort, you know, coming from like a broke man to, you know, moving his way up in the ranks and then starting his own firm, and then now he's got his own team. And I mean, it does go downhill at the end, but the build-up is just one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Quiet!
I'm gonna read your thoughts. Let's see now, you come here from a great distance?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't tell me!
My favorite movie of all time is Back to the Future. I love that 80s era of movies. I think they just have like a magic to them. And that's why I like that movie specifically.
Whoa, kid, stop. Hey! Boy. I'll get it back to you, all right?
Wow, look at him go!
It probably has to be the time I was able to go on stage with Dreamer. So what happened during the show is the show was going on and then Dreamer hopped into the crowd. And I wanted to get a shot where I hop in the crowd with them. But I wasn't sure if I was like stepping over boundaries by doing that. But yeah, I think just being on stage shooting that recap was cool just because the crowd was so lively and, you know, full of great energy.
I would say the biggest moment in my career thus far is getting a job at a production company that I've been working at because I've been interning all year as an editor, and to finally like be able to take that step up from intern to part-time as an assistant editor was a very big deal for me because once again, like editing is what I want to focus on. So being able to do that is probably the biggest moment of my career.
So I guess the biggest moment in my career so far to this point would be we took a team trip out to Utah to shoot a music video. And to me, like, that was so surreal that we were like getting paid to travel and do what we love to do. And on such a large scale, like, it proved to me that anything is possible. And like, I'm so like ready to evolve more and keep going.
The biggest moment of my career thus far has been given the opportunity to be the cinematographer on a 5-video project, and just being able to work as the lead in my department and really forming each video in a different way with my director and production designer.
We have the Nova over here. Very beautiful light. We have this Aperture 60D giving us a little texture on this wall. Illuminating the suit, making it look real nice. We have a top light for Dream. And then the rest of the lights in the space. There's a light here that'll turn on as Dream presses the key code. We have this as a little accent light. We've got some accenting light down here by the tubes. And then we have more accent lights on the sidewalls of the spaceship. So that's kind of the breakdown.
Not a lot of people get the opportunity to do something like that. And it's cool that I've been able to do something like that.
Biggest moment in my career this far probably has to be going back to 2021 when Dreamer initially asked us to shoot their first music video. You know, at the time we were shooting free or really, really cheap music videos, and someone believed in us before anyone else. Dreamer saw what we could do without having to see it first. And it was a really big moment for me for someone to put that much confidence and faith in us. And, you know, there's been bigger moments since, but that initial moment I knew, like, we finally have someone that believes in us, and that was really cool.
How you feeling? I'm feeling great. We just wrapped on day 2 of Really Really, the final finale. I don't know. I don't even know how good this is gonna be, but I know it's gonna be good.
Fucking did it, bro.
Perfect, bro.
Did it.
Yep.
Come on now.
So July 28th, you'll see us.